I'm a football player myself, and but a very bad one. So I should be here to learn from you how to improve rather than being here telling you my thoughts. But I hope you can get from what I'm going to tell you something that may be useful for your life and for your career as a football player. We have a song in Italy that goes like this. 1 in 1,000 can make it. That's how the career of a football player is. You may be extremely good, you may have a lot of talent, but sometimes an accident happens, or you're not lucky enough, or you got a flu on the day that the talent scouts were visiting your village, or the day that they were there, it was one of your worst days. You know, there are many things that can affect your success. So success is when your talent, your preparation meet the opportunities. So you have to be ready when the opportunity comes. And what can you do to be ready? The speakers before me already said it very well. You need to have perseverance. You have to keep trying when you are too tired, when you would like to give up, when you think you've done enough, when you think you're good enough. There's never a good enough. You have to work, make the extra effort, keep trying. And discipline is extremely important. That has been said already. And discipline means that you had to go to sleep when it is the right time. You had to be at the training, not on time, before time. And that is something also that cross-culturally is very important. It was said before very well. If the training is at 11, at 11 you had to be on the pitch already to do everything. It's not that at 11 you start thinking, oh, maybe I need to get there, or I need to start moving. And that is very important. And those of you who have traveled would see that the sense of time is different for an Italian, for a German, or for a Ghanaian. So that is one of the first things you have to get used to. The lifestyle, the adaptation. You're used to your own food, but then you go to Italy for a trial. The food is different. Maybe it's winter and it's very, very cold and you have never experienced such a cold. So the way you get prepared, the way you warm up, the way you react to different food, all that is very important. So make sure you have good friends, people who can advise you in the best way and can help you to cope. And you will see, and I've seen as an ambassador of Italy to Ghana, that when you become successful, you start having many friends that you didn't have before. You start having a lot of family that you didn't have before, and many people were just your distant relatives. They all become your brothers. And especially when you start making money, they will all come to you to ask you to solve their problems. And, you know, to cope with all this, to be the 1 in 1,000 who can make it, you need to be very solid. You need to be very solid. You need to be disciplined. You need to keep doing what you had to do. You need to train hard. You need to follow what your trainers tell you. And you just not need to give up or to you know, follow into the temptations that the easy money, the easy ladies, the easy life will have on you. Sometimes you see wonderful players, but then too much money, too much fun going to discos instead of just going to sleep early because the next morning you had to train, and then a fantastic career ends up easily. There is a reason why the ambassador of Italy is here today, and the reason is that Italy is the country that has the highest number of Ghanaian players outside of Ghana. We have counted about 100 of them in the different series, Serie A, Serie B, and the different tournaments. I have met many of them. We organize an event every year. That's why I've met some of the gentlemen here today to celebrate the relationship in football between Italy and Ghana. It's a very solid one. I've met many of the guys that have given me their jerseys. They are very simple. They're very committed. They've learned the language. They really struggled and done a lot to make sure they could fit in the system. And I've seen some of their salaries as well. And, you know, it is a very successful relationship. They are loved by the Italian fans, and they have become very good. They know how to have an interview, which is an important skill that has to be learned. They know what to say. But believe me, it's very difficult because I can imagine how difficult it is to cope and to in your life when maybe until yesterday you had trouble getting a decent meal and to be able to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then all of a sudden, after 1 year, you have so much money that you can buy your own Ferrari or have a wonderful apartment. They're all coming after you, and you are the star of the day. Unfortunately, the career of a football player is short. If everything goes well, it can last 20 years, but you have to be very lucky, you have to be one of the best. And then there's a life after football, and to have a good life after football, you need to have been good at saving money during your career, at making the right investment, not just splashing money here and there. And you need to, you know what to do. And again, you have to be solid. You need to remember your values, to remember where you come from, to remember that today you're playing every day, you are in the main team, but something can happen, or you become distracted and you start going to sleep late, you eat too much, or you start drinking or smoking or doing wrong things for an athlete, and all can be gone. So it is very important that you, especially when you are in a foreign environment, in a country that can be called like Italy, where you don't understand the language very well, and maybe people who tell you they're your friends, they're just after your money that you're starting making. So you had to be, you had to know your environment, you had to be a team player, you had to be careful of who your friends are, who is being around you. But you can have a lot of success. I think Ghana is on the right way on working on setting up its football environment in becoming, again, more solid, more disciplined. And yes, I agree with you. Ghana should get more of the added value of the player from the beginning. And in that, it is very important that you learn from countries that have a longer experience in football, how to set up the league and how to make it more organized, how to get money from advertising, and how to make an environment that is conducive to grow your players, to have a national team that is successful. That is all very important. And as a country, as Italy, we are willing to share our experience.